Oh, Rio, we had to do it, man.
What's
We
happening?
had to do it. Listen, it's been family time, so we'll let a few people come on, etc. But it's been family time. We've come back from Qatar. Obviously, Christmas time, Christmas period. How have you been recently?
I've been good, man. I've been good. I've been spending time with the family, the missus, the kids, extended family and friends. So it's been good, man. I had a real good time. Opened some Christmas presents, watched the kids go nuts. So yeah, man. Ate loads of food, got a bellyache for my sins, drunk loads of drink, everything you can imagine at a Christmas in my house happened.
Have you been working out?
Yep,
Really?
you know me, man. Come on, man. You in Qatar? You saw me, man. You know.
I've taken 6, 7 days off. I can't lie, man. I need to go.
Why?
I don't know, man. I just wanted to give the body a little bit of a break. I don't know.
These are the
So
times when people are slowing down. You got a motor on, man. This is what I say. This is my motto, man.
no, it's true. No, you're probably right. But I think for me, for Monday, that's when I get back into it. I think for now, I'm chilling
Is
for a
it?
little bit.
All
I
right.
just want to give a shout
Enjoy.
out to everyone that's online right now. We see you. Young boss, massive shout out to you. Love from St. Lucia to Rio.
St.
You've
Lucia,
got it.
what? That's my homeland, man. That's where my people are from.
Yeah. So you got people all over. You got Faisal QAI that says Messi is the GOAT. We haven't even started the conversation yet. And look where people are
Why are
trying
they
to go.
coming in hot? Why are they coming in hot like that?
I don't know, man. You got Vivian, Kaylee saying, Rio, uh, you've been lacking on leg days. I don't know if that's true,
It's true.
but
It's true. It's true. But
that's what
don't
the
worry, I'm
people are
coming to see
saying.
it this year.
Yeah, you got Nat Geo from Easy from Grimsby saying what's going on. People
What's
from
happening?
Iraq, Melbourne, Jay Trans. Massive shout out to you guys watching. We're doing this at this time now because Rio, you're covering a game today, aren't you? With
Yeah,
BT.
I'm on for BT. I'm on my way to a Wolverhampton Man United game,
Hmm.
covering that game for BT. So looking forward to it. It's the first one back from the World Cup. So all systems go, man.
Hmm. And you've also got Iberian Barafia from Saudi Arabia. The reason why I've shouted this person out, Liberian Barafian, is because I want to get your opinion on why we're here today. So let's slowly get into it. Rio reacts Cristiano Ronaldo signs for Al Nassr until 2025. Now, I'm guessing you found out at the same time we did yesterday, Rio. Did everyone message you and go, what? Or did Ronaldo tell you beforehand? Or what happened?
No, obviously I speak to Cristiano, man, and there's stuff that you have to keep quiet and you can't talk about before it's the news. So I was kind of aware of what was going on behind the scenes. Um, and listen, I'm just pleased for him that he's finally happy. I think that for any footballer, no matter what level you play, I think happiness and being happy in the environment you're playing in is one of the most important things. And he hasn't been happy for a while, so I'm just pleased that he's on the verge of finding that happiness and going on to pastures new now, albeit in a country that not many people expected him to go to. But what an adventure! What a prospect that is to go to Saudi to go and play football, a brand new league, a competitive league, by the way. I played in a testimonial over there years ago. I think it was one of their star players. I think Al Jabari's name is. It was an unbelievable game in terms of that. I think we were all surprised that the madness, the mayhem that surrounds football over there, the love of football in Saudi is crazy. So I'm sure it's going to be a great adventure. It's a new chapter. It's the next chapter. And I want to touch on a couple of things. I've been watching the media and looking at people commenting and a few pundits and all different parts of media and saying they're sad. It's a sad way for him to go out. There's only one sadness for me, or two sadnesses for me. The way that it ended at Man United, I'm sad about that for Cristiano. And I think in hindsight, in a couple of years, he'll look back and go, it could have been handled differently. From both himself and the club will think that. And that's one sadness because you want that to end in the best way possible so everything's remembered positively. But it won't be in some people's eyes. That's fair enough, right? That's a tinge of sadness there. The way the World Cup ended for him, a tinge of sadness. in terms of being on the bench and not having a huge impact in the World Cup in his last one. That's a tinge of sadness, right? But this next chapter going to Saudi Arabia, how do you look at that as a sadness? That's a sad way to end his career. I don't understand how people are saying that.
Look, I understand. You pay me 200 million. Do you know what I mean, to finish off my career? I understand. It's all well and good. Those are the alleged numbers, anyway, right? But Rio, I think when you look at the last 6 months of his career, which you've practically touched on, last 6 months, it's not been good. And I think what people
But
are
no. Go on.
upset about is that football's more. Hang on a minute. Football's more than just about the money. Congratulations to him. He earned so much money. It's all well and good. But I think we wanted to see that legend end on a high. He said it himself when he spoke to Piers Morgan. He said he sees himself playing in the Champions League. So that tells us that maybe he hasn't had other big offers, because people thought
All right.
he's either too old because he's 37,
Mm,
going to be 38 in February, or
mm.
they thought they just don't want the hassle. It's too much hassle. And if that's what you think of a legend at that age, then that's sad, because Didier Drogba went back to Chelsea when he was like a veteran player, when Jose Mourinho needed him. You can at least be a good influence in the dressing room. People don't even see him valuable as that. I think that's where the sadness comes from.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying to a certain extent. But listen, if I can give you another couple of examples. It was great to see David Beckham, Wayne Rooney, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard. It's great to see them go to America. What a way to finish the end of their career, getting paid great money, going to a league that's not as competitive. Let them. They deserve that. They've earned the right to do that. That's all I saw in the media. That's all I saw people saying. Because it's Saudi Arabia, it's a disgrace. It's sad. It's this. What are you talking about? Let a man go and live. Let a man go and enjoy it. It's an adventure. He's taking his family to somewhere new, a new culture. And you can say what you want about, there's this and that goes on. Every single country in the world has its issues, right? So don't sit here and tell me, so going to America, so America have got less issues than somewhere like Saudi, have they? But it's fine for all these players to go to America, Bastian Schweinsteiger, etc. Let's let them all go to the States and have a swan song year and toss it off and just chill out and earn their money. But that's fine for them to do that. I don't like it. It stinks when I hear this type of talk. I think it's out of order.
Do
And I think
you
you got to just say everyone should be treated the same. Every other player that's gone abroad to a league that's less competitive has been told, "Well done, you've earned the right." No man on this planet would have earned the right more than this guy to be able to have a swan song.
I think the issue is not that he's gone to Saudi, because I'm like you. I don't see why that would be a problem over America. Obviously, there's a lot of things that go on. I'm not saying that there's nothing that's gone on or nothing that has gone on. But what I'm saying is for him, people look at it more with the way things have gone down at the end of his career, leaving training, with other players. I know we've spoken about these topics and we don't want to go around the houses, but even with his national team, the way he got dropped in the end within a World Cup, it's almost like, and also Messi winning the World Cup, I think has
That's the biggest issue. That's the
yes,
biggest one because that's these two went toe to toe for 15, 20 years, man. And the way that Cristiano has gone out, and then it's like two opposite ends of the spectrum. Like in terms of the way it finished at Man United, the way he went into the World Cup, and then Messi comes out of the World Cup a world champion, and it's like he couldn't have had a better year than Cristiano's had a worse one this year. But let's not forget, like the year before, Messi I think scored only 3 goals the year before. Do you know what I mean? He had a torrid time the year before, and it all changed for him. And listen, I'm absolutely delighted for Messi. I was there at the World Cup. We were both there to see, witness greatness, witness what he done. It was phenomenal. But these are they're two guys that went toe to toe, and their trajectory, their stories were never going to be the same. They're different people. They're different human beings, and one of them has finished or is in a spell where it was only he could only dream of getting this. he was almost the icing on the cake for what he had achieved in his career. It's the only thing that he hasn't got his hands on, and he's done magnificent to do that. And I'm delighted for him, for the Argentinian fans. The way that they conducted themselves at the World Cup was great. And Cristiano, as I said, this is something I'm sure that would irk him more than anything. The fact that Messi's got his hands on the trophy, I think that would be something that would pain him. That would be would have been on his mind, and would have been, you know what, that's something that I haven't got that he's got. And they've done that all their career. This is no different.
I want to read some of the bits from Al Nassr that came out. Al Nassr FC _EN. They've said that history in the making. This is a signal that we will not only inspire our club to achieve even greater success, but inspire our league, our nation, and our future generations, boys and girls, to be the best versions of themselves. Cristiano Ronaldo himself has said, "I am happy to have a new experience in another league and another country. Al-Nassr's vision is very inspiring. I'm very excited to join my teammates and help the team enjoy and achieve more success." Now, massive shout out to Abiran Baratheon. Big shout out to you. We know that you're from Saudi Arabia, and you're saying that the Saudi League is better than the MLS and people are ignorant. I'm sure you would say that, but I think it's about this focus. Cristiano Ronaldo, being as driven as he is, we've seen him when he's not happy, when the levels are not high, he's not happy. He could storm off. He could give an earful to his teammates. The reality is, Rio, the quality of the players that he's playing with now are nowhere near as good. I can probably play in that league. How is Cristiano Ronaldo going to fare, right, where somebody,
You can play in that league.
I can play
That's
in
the
that league.
ultimate disrespect. Oh, listen, that league,
I'll play in that league.
So is it Al Ain or something? There's another team. The team I played against when I went there.
Yeah.
I think it's. Correct me if I'm wrong, or someone in the comments correct me if I'm wrong. I think 9 of their players that play in their team started in the World Cup to beat Argentina. So I don't know if you could play in that league, bro. I've got to be honest with you. I don't think you could. Don't disrespect the league that much.
Give me 6 months and I can play in that league.
I would argue that the Saudi league would give the American MLS a run for its money all day long. All day long. But if you look at the team he's joined, there's players that have played in Europe in big teams, man. International players played in Europe in big teams. People need to look at the league a little bit more in depth and think, you know what? It's not the Premier League. It's not one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. That's not going to be stupid about it. But it's not. People are thinking, it's like a Sunday league. It's not. It'll be competitive. It won't be as easy. And all these players that went to the MLS, they all thought it was going to be easy. When you speak to them, it's tougher than you think. It'll be the same in Saudi. But going back to your point about the statement about Cristiano going there, I'm really interested to see, and I really hope, and definitely one of the things that I will be talking to Cristiano about is legacy, right? He's created a legacy that's unbreakable in terms of his commitment to the game, his work ethic, his professionalism, his ability to be in tip-top, high performance consistently for 15, 20 years, right? The top level of the game. Push the boundaries further than, like him and Messi, push it further than anyone's ever seen it before. But the legacy now has got to be able to influence a new generation of people, a new demographic of people, a new band of people from a different culture now, and show them and prove to them what it is to be that elite performer, and really have a big imprint on a generation of people in a different part of the world now. I think that has to be something to be aimed at, not only by him, but I'm sure the Saudi FA, the people that are behind this, have to be looking at it like this, because it's too big an opportunity to let slip. You can't have someone like Cristiano come to your country, come to a team in your country, and be allowed to just kind of be cocooned from the outside world and the outside culture. He has to be. I know Cristiano, he went to Spain, immersed himself in that culture. It's a bit easier because it's more similar to Portugal, but he immersed himself in English culture when he was here. And he'll do the same, I'm sure, in Saudi. But it's a huge opportunity for those young people in that country, in that part of the world, young Arabs around the world, to really go, you know what, wow. I can see him now at close quarters, working within my culture now. Yes, this is speaking to me now. It's a great opportunity, man. And I asked that before. What's your legacy going to be at Man United? Could it be that you're influencing the next generation of players like the Rashfords and Ilangas, etc., Garnachos? That hasn't worked out. But this is now you've got a second bite of the cherry, man.
Do you think, looking at that Piers Morgan interview, this is the last question because we're going to have a Q&A tomorrow, myself, Rio and Steve, and we're going to answer loads of questions.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I want all the questions. Give them to me, man.
All
Come
the
in
questions. 1 p.m. GMT UK time. We've got New Year's Q&A. I should have said that in the beginning of the video, but I'm letting you guys know now. If you're watching, set your alarms. But we need to see those subscribers go up. We need to see the notifications go up because we can see. If you ain't subscribed, make sure you do so because we have a Q&A tomorrow. You've been told. If there's not enough subscribers, we ain't doing it. All right. So I'm saying, Rio, from that interview, the Piers Morgan interview, do you think he gained from that interview or lost from that interview?
I don't think he gained.
Do not say that he didn't lose either.
No. I don't think he gained, and I don't think it was. Look, with hindsight, we can all sit here with hindsight and go, was it the right thing to do at the time? Probably not, right? But like I said to you before, this will all blow over. We've seen other players do far worse and are heralded as the greats, the legends, the icons of this game. So this is a moment in time that will blow over. Like, he ain't hurt no one. He ain't done no bad mind business to nobody, right? It's an interview that he done, yeah? There's people, just remember that and repeat myself, there's people that have done far worse and are still being held as the greatest and the best of all time and the superstars and the people's champions and whatnot. So just not forget that. But I think with hindsight in time, I think he'll look back at it and go, you know what? Probably weren't the right move at the time. I could have made a better decision. Maybe just holding counsel and just remaining quiet maybe might have been the best thing at the time. But again, I just want to reiterate before we go, Cristiano Ronaldo spoke about playing Champions League football. He wants to play at the highest level, etc. Maybe that call never came. For whatever reason, it maybe never came, right? Maybe the deal on the table wasn't the right deal. We don't know that, right? But the deal at the end of the day never happened. It never came. Then another offer came from Saudi Arabia. And if you believe all the hype in the papers, huge money, life-changing even for someone like him, I'm sure. New adventure, new culture. Why can't you be happy for him? Be happy, man. He's earned the right to go and be happy and to just sail off into the sunset. He could have retired. He's going to go and bless a next generation of people. He should be looking at it like that. He's blessing these young new people.
Listen,
his presence.
You're right in many ways. I'm not even saying you're wrong, but I think analyzing the situation, when you look at it from a football perspective and a personal perspective, it's different. As football fans, millions of fans around the world, it's difficult, innit? We wanted him to go out on a higher note. I think there's no argument in that. It just seems like his pockets have gone bigger, you know, but it's like my man was saying he wanted to play in the Champions League a few months ago, innit? And now he's in Saudi Arabia. That's what I'm saying.
But he only wanted to stay Champions League. That's what he wanted. We don't all get what we want, Joe.
Rio, we can talk about this.
Joe, you wanted glitz and glamour, red carpets in Qatar. You never got it. That's what happens.
Listen, I was there. If you watch the BBC Shorts, I was there. Watch our short sections. I was at the BBC last week, mate. I was there talking to Ricky Hatton. But before we go, we're going to bless the audience who have joined us so early on and around the world with just a little bit of a chat about Wolves versus Man United. Because obviously we're going to discuss it again tomorrow in the Q&A. That's if you guys subscribe. Rio, Man United are looking all right. You know, not as good as Arsenal, but you're looking pretty solid and decent. It looks like Martinez still won't be playing. I don't know if you can give me any update on that, if you know any team news. And the only reason why I mention that is because it looks as if, you know, the rest of the team is coming back strong. But I expect Harry Maguire to be featuring a little bit more at the current moment. And yeah, you got your other players in the team that are looking solid. Casemiro.
Oh, Casemiro? Casemiro?
He's not.
Is he doing all right, is he?
He's doing very well.
We want to insert your comments that you made when we signed him.
That's
Mr.
fine.
Negative.
Rio, did we not
He
compare him
don't
and
deserve
Partey?
to play, you said.
Who
He
would
don't
you
deserve
say?
to play.
Who would you say is having a better season? Who would you say is having a better
Do
season?
not say Thomas Partey. Do not say Thomas Partey is playing better than Casemiro right now.
Is this a Man United channel? What's going on? Rio,
Hey,
Thomas Partey's importance to Arsenal, right, is even more crucial than Man United's importance to Casemiro. Thomas Partey makes our team tick. That's why we're 5 points clear. Top of the table.
No.
Yeah, you just don't
agree.
want to see it.
I think they're both important for their team, but if Casemiro don't play for Man United fold like a pack of cards.
I think that's the same for Thomas Partey.
If Partey don't play, you can play Xhaka in there, El Nene. You can play other people in there and they'll get by. They're doing that well. You're that good of a team at the moment. That missing Partey, yeah, he'll be a bit of a miss, but not the same.
You ain't seeing Thomas Partey. You ain't. Because if you was...
Tell you what, if you lose Saka or Martinelli, then you'll know about it. And don't mind Partey. Partey's a great player, don't get me wrong. But if you lose one of them two, then you'll know about it. They got more importance.
2 words. Mudryk and João Felix. João Felix double barrel. 2 words, mate.
What about them? You ain't getting both. You ain't getting both, mate.
We are.
Listen. If you get even one of them, you'll be delighted because boy, big players. They'll improve your team, improve your depth. They'll be like major. But you did start this segment by asking me about Man United versus Wolves, and you've gone on to Arsenal. You've managed to drag it back to your team about you asking, is this a Man United channel? This feels like an Arsenal channel, bruv.
5 points clear, mate. Listen, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have a good 5 months to do this on Vibe with 5 anyway. So if you guys haven't seen our Vibe with 5 segments,
you're ruining my journey to the Wolves Man United game. You're ruining it by the way you've ended this. I'm going. I'm leaving you.
All right, cool.
I'll see you tomorrow on the Q&A,
give us your
guys.
predictions. Give us your predictions for the Wolves United game.
I'm going for a Man United 2-0 win, comfortable. Bosh.
Who's scoring?
I'm going Rashford to keep up his form and Martial. Them two are just going to be they're going to cause havoc today.
Cool. You know what? Let's leave it at that. And we make sure that, please, you guys come back for the Q&A tomorrow at 1 p.m.
United
How long is it taking you to drive up there? What, 5 hours, yeah? All right, cool.
No. Just chilling. I'm going to sleep now anyway for a couple of hours.
All right, listen, you go back to bed. Thanks for coming on, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be back tomorrow. Joel Beya, Rio Ferdinand signing out. Peace.
Nice one, Joel.
In a bit.